Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining me today. Sorry about that. My audio was giving issues, but I'm back. Thank you for joining me today on Stock to Finish, a series where we focus on helping people achieve it, whatever it means to you, and it's guiding you to finish what you started. We've established a couple of things. First, people desire to get things done. They have the desire to complete their tasks. They have the motivation to get started. But all of a sudden, they find that they're not making progress on more than one or two projects. We define a project as an activity or anything you're trying to focus on. So a project could be a book, a project could be an event you want to host. It could be setting up your goals. It could be something simple. While we define the task as an activity under a project. So we have our projects and we have our task. And we realize it's not just about time management. Traditional marketing, as a traditional productivity systems tell you, you need to manage your time, you need to understand time management. But what we've established is this: it goes beyond managing your time, it goes beyond understanding how time works. That's shifted to something entirely different. And that is simply understanding why we don't get things done and figuring out what's behind it. And one thing we've established also is this: I'm doing a recap and it's about chores. We realize that children have a negative attitude towards work, schoolwork, academic work, and also chores. And most people take that into adulthood. So they don't see work as something that they should accomplish. They see it as a chore or something negative. And they see the word discipline as something negative. So that impacts the way they get things done. So how does your mindset affect the way you do things? How does the way you see yourself or the way you view work impact the way you get things done? And that leads us to today's topic, which is simply, why do we need to care about personal productivity? Can embracing personal productivity be the key to your success? Now, everybody will define personal productivity in their own way. I'll give you a couple of definitions on personal productivity from different people, and then I would explain what I mean by personal productivity. But it's simply, we're looking at how to get things done. We're thinking about why people need to be concerned about how they manage themselves, how they manage their resources. What we said earlier is this: we're moving away from just thinking about time management to respecting time. And when we respect time, we're not just respecting our time, we're respecting the time of others around us. Because if we manage our time and we don't take others into consideration, we are not getting anything done. So that's where personal productivity comes in. Personal productivity is not about, okay, personal productivity is not just about you, it's about others, it's about what you do. Okay, sorry, someone is trying to distract me. Personal productivity is not just about you. It's about understanding that you do not work in isolation. It's about understanding that there are a lot of components involved in you getting things done. So you can't just wake up in the morning and expect the world to align to what you want. And yesterday we established something that is not about effectiveness. And we need to put just if we need to put effectiveness over efficiency. So you can get the wrong things done even if you're productive. Efficiency doesn't solve the problem. Becoming more efficient can actually make things worse because you can be efficient in the wrong things, and a couple of other ideas that we've established yesterday. Oida, thank you. I was trying to check if my audio was good because earlier on I realized I had not connected my audio, but she has given me a thumbs up. So today we started a bit earlier. Usually we start at 9, but I have an improv class and I'll talk to you about that later. And my improv class is at 10, so it's going to be impossible for me to make it down on time. So I'm starting early today to ensure that I get to class. I mentioned it yesterday, and so every Thursday we'll meet at 8:30 a.m., not the usual time of 9 a.m. So why do we need to be concerned about personal productivity? And for me, I will say, for me, it's about understanding that everything that has been given to me is a gift. So God has given me time. It's a gift that I have to cherish. The skills I have, I need to use them to the best of my ability. And not understanding this has impacted the way I get things done. So if I think about the way I define productivity, I define productivity as simply me being able to maximize or leverage. I use the word leverage. Me being able to leverage my skills, my resources, my connections, my talents, and time. So that's how I personally define productivity. How do you define productivity? How do you know if you've been productive? The way I know I've been productive is I know if I know I've done everything I'm supposed to do based on the energy that I have. So I'll be able to maximize my energy. It's not about getting more done. In the past, I saw productivity about getting more done. I wanted to get more done. I just wanted to look at a way to get my to do list complete. That's all I was concerned with. And I had to understand something that what I do every day matters. So it's not just about being productive once a month and trying cramming so much into it. But personal productivity is about what you do every single day. The way you show up for one thing is the way you show up for everything. So you can say, oh, you'll be slack in an area, and when you get appointed to the certain area in the certain role, you will do better. Most people are like that. When they are at the beginning, they feel, I won't put my best now. But when I become a manager, I will be able to do 100% of what I want to do. And that's not true. Because when you are what you're doing now is going to evolve, yes, but it's the way you see the world. We talked about attitude to work and work ethics. What are your work ethics? What is your attitude to work? What are the things that you pay attention to when it comes to getting things done? Why do you need to care about personal productivity? Is it something that you should pay attention to, or is it something that just a few people in the world should pay attention to? Someone put up a tweet yesterday and it said that sometimes we blame the world for the way things are not working, but if everybody takes ownership of what they do and what they don't do and do what they say they will do, the world will be a better place. You know the skills, you know the time, you know the resources, you know the connections, you know the tools and equipments that you know how to use. Are you using them to the best of your ability? We should be concerned with personal productivity because our personal productivity impacts others. The way we arrange ourselves, the way we take our time, the way we take care of the resources, the way we use our talents, our gifts also impacts others. If I don't do my job as a founder, my team will not succeed. If my team don't do their job, my clients will not succeed. I always see my own personal productivity in this way that my team and I, team restorative, team unlocking, we're merging, team restorative, team unlocking. I see it as this that we're running a race, we're in a relay, and it's one button. And that button has to be passed from one person to the other. So in the past, we could all be on different lanes, but now we're on the same lane. If we're on the same lane, that means if I lose the button and I don't pass it over correctly to the next person, they are not able to get things done. We lose the race. We don't want to lose the race. We want to keep running. We want to keep supporting each other. We want to keep training together. So when we get on the track, we know how we work as a team. There is a full synergy. We are smooth. So there will be rough edges that we can smoothen as we go on, as we train, as we so we don't wait for the day of the race to start training. It's something that has started a long time where we can make eye contact. We understand each other's body language. We know what to do. We know how to pass the baton to this person. This person receives the baton in this certain way. You are working as a team. So your personal productivity impacts others in your life. I just gave myself as an example. And to me, that's what kind of changed the way I get things done. Managers have to understand this. You're a leader and a manager, not just so that you can push people around, but if you are able to play your own role and do little things daily, then you will be able to manage your team properly. So I've talked about doing things daily. I've talked about making them little. I've talked about little changes. What are these things that you need to do daily that will impact your productivity? For everybody is different. We've established the fact that we live in the knowledge era, and in knowledge work we need our intellectual. So yes, we have to read, you have to do certain things. You don't need to wait till a webinar is coming for you to start preparing, but you're consistently preparing, listening to other people and improving yourself. In addition, you're looking for a routine that works for you. We're going to talk about routines and rituals in more details later, but this is what I say. It's not just about waking up early in the morning and following the routines of those big CEOs and all the other people. What works for you? What kind of person are you? Are you a morning person? Are you a night person? Are you someone that reads better on your own, or you need communication? Do you feed off other people's energy, or do you need isolation? Understanding yourself is the very, very best first step to build your own personal productivity system. Your personal productivity system is a system that works for you, with you, not against you. So it's by you, for you, with you, not against you. I'll repeat that. Your personal productivity system is by you, for you, and doesn't work, and it works with you and not against you. Why did I say it's by you? You create it because you've listened to other people. You create it because you've listened to yourself, but you create it for you, not for other people. You create it not to please anybody, but to please you. Especially if you're a freelancer, it works to your own advantage because you don't really have to dance to the tune of other people's music, unless you have deadlines. You can manage your time, take jobs that could work at the pace you want them to work, and create a system that works for you. So we have that flexibility. That is fantastic. So we'll first of all talk about people that are knowledge workers, that work for themselves and don't work in teams. Then we can talk about the different ways that you can do it if you work for a team. But first, let's look at the first generation of time management. The first generation of time management focused on getting organized. Yesterday, we have established that it's not just about being organized. The second generation incorporated reminders but took things up a notch by adding calendars and goal setting. It's not just about having calendars and goal setting, we've established that, but you know that, okay, first of all, the first generation part was important. Time management is important. So you put that down as something that you want to take into consideration. Then you know that, okay, even if you're managing your time, you have to kind of do what I say, control your calendar, don't let your calendar control you. So you set goals or you want to accomplish, and then you control your calendar. Then it went further into the future and it said that, what's the third generation? The third generation goes beyond goal setting and making long term plans to identify the values that you have. So your personal productivity system takes the values. We are looking at the first generation, second generation, third, fourth, and what Matt Perman calls the fifth generation, to ensure that we are on track, to ensure that we're doing what we said we would do, but most importantly, to ensure that we create our personal productivity system that works for us, not against us. So we talk about our values. Stevie Covey takes it a step further and says that there are certain realities that are true and significant in themselves, regardless of what we think. If your values are not in accord with these principles, the things that are truly important in your life, you will not have true peace and fulfillment and joy. So your personal productivity system is something that gives you true peace, fulfillment, and joy based on your values and principles. What are the things that matter to you? What are the values that you hold on to? And Covey's point is fantastic because it's true. We have to think about what matters to us. We have to think about principles. But then we also have to care about personal productivity. I always say do not outsource your personal growth to people. Your personal productivity system also imbibes your personal growth. So it's not something you're going to outsource to someone else. It's something that you are going to take ownership of. It's something that you're going to do yourself. It's something that you're going to do based on your values, your system, and who you are. So it works with you, not against you. So, how do you make something that works with you, for you, and not against you? Simple. Understand yourself. Who are you? So I usually ask a couple of questions, but I don't think we'll go into those questions today since we are doing things in a different way. We're trying something totally different today. So today we are looking more at resources, more at what other people have said. Then we'll come up with reasons why I believe everybody should have their own personal productivity system and how I am working with mine. And I will just say this before we talk about personal productivity system in more details. Your personal productivity system can evolve, it can change, it can be improved. It's not something that's once done, always done. I always say you need to have resolutions. What are your resolutions? What are you resolving to do? So now you've created your personal productivity system. What I will add to that is your resolutions. I have an in depth conversation on resolutions that I will pin in the chat. But think about it, the resolutions have a negative connotation. Once people hear resolutions, so first of all, they hear New Year resolutions, first of all, and they are totally shut down, and they're like, no, no, that doesn't work. Resolutions don't work. Goals don't work. People don't do this. People don't do that. And so your mindset to all these things is the first thing that determines whether to succeed or not. So when you are looking at your personal productivity system, think about your mindset. Think about your resolution, what you're resolving to do. So I say resolutions as decisions that I am making. Now, if you're creating a personal productivity system, you need to make decisions. And that's why we need to know why we need to care about personal productivity. And not just care, care deeply, care greatly. And if you don't understand why, you will not understand why you're making those resolutions. You're not understanding why you're making those decisions. And for me, I had to care about it because it was the only way I could move forward. It was the only way I could get things done. It was the only way I could improve myself. I had to do it for me. But for others, it may be other things. So let's see what else, why else, or what other reasons we need to care about it. See, the world is filled with distractions. There are always things fighting for your attention. So if you don't decide what you want to do, other people will decide it for you. Even if you don't have a 9 to 5, I know there are many messages that say start your business, be an entrepreneur. There are lots of messages out there, yes. But what I'm saying is whether you have a full-time career, whether you have a 9 to 5, whether you're an entrepreneur, you are retired. Having your own personal productivity system shapes you to thrive because the world is filled with distractions. So you have to decide by yourself based on your values, based on your principles, based on your experience, your unfair advantages, your strengths, what you want to do and how you want to do it. So it allows you to make the most of your time, energy, and resources. Your time, energy, and resources. It helps you to prioritize tasks, eliminate inefficiencies, and focus on what truly matters. Remember, we said that our personal productivity system helps us define what matters, decide what matters, design what matters, and then deliver it. That means do it and do it consistently. And in order for you to do that, you need to understand that the reason you're doing this. Why do you need to care? It empowers you to take control of your life and not let others control you. It empowers you not to be drawn by trends. It empowers you to know the lane you're staying on. It empowers you to have a system where you get feedback. So you are not just listening to your voice, but you have a system where people can speak to you and you speak to people about what you're doing. So you are able to grow. So it's about growth, it's about control. It's about enhancing your professional success because it enables you to meet deadlines, deliver quality results, excel in your careers. So, for example, my personal productivity system has a daily, weekly, and a monthly routine. And I always talk about this. At the end of the day, you sit down and ask yourself a couple of questions. What did I do today? What did I say I would do today? Because you've already written that out in the night before. Did I do what I said I would do? If I did, okay, why did I do it and what did I achieve? If I did not, why didn't I do it and what did I lose? And by asking yourself these questions consistently, you are empowering yourself to change. You're empowering yourself to grow. You're empowering yourself to give the best version of yourself. And it's just about making you disciplined, resilient, and you know you're doing it for yourself, not for anyone else. When we were in school, we had rules and regulations that guard us and helped us be on the right path. Now you're out of school, so you no longer have that luxury. You need to create that system for yourself. And once you've created a system that works for you, not a system that works for everybody, it saves you time and energy. Ultimately, your personal productivity system is not about getting more things done. It's about creating a life that aligns with your values and aspiration. It allows you to make the most of the limited time that you have. And if we are looking at a personal productivity system, this is where I will conclude. It should be unique to you. It should be something that you want. It should not be something that other people are forcing you to get, but it should be something that you will find useful. Creating your personal productivity system is essential because it's personal to you. Probably I will share mine, but I've given you my routine. End of the week, what are my 3 achievements? And there are other ones that you can find. But having a meeting with yourself regularly, is part of a personal productivity system. It's not just about the tools, it's not about building a second brain, it's not about having a third place, it's not just about all these things, it's about much more. So, what's it to you? What do you want to achieve? Where do you want to see yourself? I want to leverage my skills and resources. I want to leverage my energy. I want to leverage my time. I see time as a resource. What do you see time as? Thank you very much for joining me today. Cheers.